We are talking about situations not of companies that invest in Cuba, but companies that invest in assets and who own assets that were once American property and that were illegally and unfairly taken from American citizens when they were nationalized by the Castro government in the early years of the Cuban Revolution, and for which those Americans did not receive compensation.
And that indeed it is known in the State Department that
if we were to identify a Canadian citizen or any group of Canadian citizens that they were going to be affected by this act, we would let them know, as well as the Canadian government, that they would not be able to enter the United States. And I think you know, after having read the provisions of the bill, that this would be the CEOs of firms, some of the major shareholders, depending on the decision made about a particular company, and the minor children of those individuals.
foreign country. The list is inevitably going to get...
The overriding focus of our administration in implementing this act will be to maximize the pressure on Fidel Castro and on the Cuban government, and to minimize the pressure and the effect of this legislation as we can do so on our friendly governments around the world, but particularly friendly governments here in North America.
Very friendly and complimentary introduction. As Lyndon Johnson, I understand, once remarked, that is a sort of... New United States sanctions on European firms will do damage. Yes, they will do damage, but not to Cuba, or to Iran, or to Libya. First, they will cause division amongst Western allies, who should be working together to combat terrorism. And secondly, they will penalize American workers. Is it really in America's interest that potential investors here should be scared off from creating new jobs for Americans?
What damage might be done to Britain if the Labour Party wins the next general election?